The Helion spire glittered like a blade rising through the clouds, its floors humming with precise, programmed life. Every breath of recycled air tasted of order. Every surface was polished to reflect the illusion that perfection was normal, expected, demanded. And yet, perfection had a way of cracking. In Mobility Deck 6, where commuters flowed in steady silver lines, a single, unmoving shape disrupted the rhythm. Lyra sat on the cold alloy floor, her dark hair limp against her cheek, her uniform jacket half slipped from her shoulder. She looked like someone who had simply stopped walking, stopped believing the world had room for her. Her fingers clutched a small transparent card, trembling so violently it clicked against the floor, a red slash across her life capability assessment. Not defective. The passing crowd didn't slow. They pretended not to notice the girl whose future had just been erased. Helion valued smooth movement, not broken pieces. Above the hum, 2 footsteps approached soft ones, not belonging to the polished efficiency of officers. "Dad, she's crying," whispered a little voice. A man stopped beside Lyra. Tall, broad-shouldered, wearing a simple canvas jacket instead of the spire's standard synthetics. He knelt slowly, deliberately breaking the flow of traffic around him. His name was Cale Arden, a former atmospheric salvage pilot turned emergency instructor. Carried the calm of someone who had already faced the worst the world could offer. "Are you hurt?" he asked gently. Lyra opened her mouth, but the words dissolved into a sob. She handed him the card, unable to say it aloud. Cale read the red slash, understood instantly. Oh, he breathed not pity, but recognition. This system breaks good people. His daughter, Mira, barely 8 placed her little knit glove on Lyra's arm. "It's okay. Dad can fix things." Lyra shook her head. "Not this. I failed the viability test. They'll take my housing, and my placement. Everything." Cale didn't even blink. "Then we stand up before they make that decision real." 2 security officers approached, boots clicking in measured annoyance. "Sir, please step away," one said sharply. "The woman is obstructing commuter flow." Cale didn't move. "Step away," the second repeated. "She's been marked invalid. She must be relocated." Cale picked Lyra up not roughly, not dramatically, simply because she couldn't rise herself. Her knees buckled, and he steadied her. "We're leaving," he said. Cale turned just enough that the authority in his eyes knocked the breath out of the officers. He walked toward the maintenance walkway, Mira holding Lyra's hand, keeping pace with her trembling steps. The crowd parted for them now, not out of kindness, but out of uncertainty. No one disobeyed the system that boldly. Cale's apartment on level 19 was warm in ways Helion Spire wasn't built to allow. Soft light, uneven shelves, children's drawings taped at crooked angles. The air smelled of real spices and old books. It smelled like life. Lyra's voice was small. Why are you doing this?" Cale sat across from her, elbows on his knees. "'Cause I've watched too many people disappear because no one stopped to help." He didn't elaborate, but the scars across his knuckles hinted at stories. She tried to explain between shaky breaths. Her place of Origino reclamation colony, her job biotextile design, her future reduced to rubble with 1 red slash. "They'll send me to a labor dorm," she whispered. "Where they send, the ones who fail." "You're not going there tonight," Cale said simply. Mira climbed onto the couch beside Lyra. "You can stay here. Dad lets people stay when they're sad." Cale gave a soft snort. "Not everyone, Myra." Lyra looked down. She didn't know how to receive this kind of kindness. It felt undeserved, confusing. The next morning, Cale registered her ID for temporary guest access. A breach of protocol. A small rebellion. As they walked through the quieter lower corridors, Lyra noticed a photograph on Cale's wall, a woman with warm eyes holding a toddler on her hip. "My wife, Cale," said softly when he caught her staring. "Ellen. She died 3 years ago. System error in the air seal. They called it unavoidable." Lyra swallowed. "I'm sorry." "I'm not," he said. "Not anymore. The grief is mine, but the guilt isn't. The system failed her, not me." Silence settled, a soft, shared kind. That night over dinner, Lyra asked the question that had been burning inside her. Why help me? Why break rules for a stranger? Cale's eyes didn't move from the simmering pot on the stove. When Ellen's seal failed, her rescue beacon reached the emergency grid. But no one acted for 4 minutes because there was no directive yet. Everyone waited for permission. He turned, meeting Lyra's gaze with steady ache. Lyra's breath caught. "So you're helping me because you couldn't save her." "Maybe," he admitted. "But that doesn't make my choice less true." Her chest tightened, not with pain, but with something like being seen. The next morning, he marched her into the Life Status Bureau, a place as cold as its purpose. "I'm filing a correction," Cale said. "Invalid classification for Lyra Merv." The clerk didn't even blink. Correction to an invalid case requires legal sponsorship or cohabitation confirmation. Cale didn't hesitate. The clerk looked up sharply. "You are declaring live-in partnership." Lyra froze. "Cale, what are you doing?" The clerk required vocal confirmation from both parties. Cale confirmed. An inspection was scheduled for the next night. "They'll come here." Lyra panicked. "They'll know. Then we make sure they don't," Cale said calmly. "You stay." The day became a quiet storm of preparation, cleaning, rearranging, practicing answers. But somewhere between chopping vegetables and Mira showing Lyra her drawings, the act stopped feeling like an act. For the first time in years, Lyra laughed, soft, startled, real. Cale heard it from the kitchen doorway. 19 o'clock, the inspectors arrived in stiff uniforms, data pads ready, eyes sharp. They observed dinner. The male inspector asked, "Mr. Arden, do you understand that housing an invalid may compromise your household certification?" Cale set his fork down. "I understand. And yet you submitted the cohabitation request." Cale looked at Lyra, then back at the inspector with the calm certainty of a man who would not bend. "'Cause this home has been missing something for a long time." She didn't disrupt it. She completed it. Silence spread across the table like warm water. Even the inspectors couldn't find the edges of that truth. Children rarely lie cleverly. Mira leaned in. "She helps me with reading, and she doesn't burn soup like Dad." Even Lyra almost smiled. Case 44-908. Invalid status removed. Reclassified. Dependent resident. The moment Lyra read it, her knees gave out. Cale caught her, holding her steady while she sobbed into his shoulder. "You're safe," he murmured. "You're home." Mira wrapped her little arms around Lyra's waist. "Your family now." That evening, they ate dinner on the balcony, the spire glowing beneath them like a quiet, distant star. The air was warmer than recycled air should ever be. Later, Lyra stood beside Cale, watching the city. Its cold lights didn't matter anymore, not when the apartment behind her glowed with something truer. "This feeling," she whispered, "I thought I'd lost it forever." "You didn't," Cale said gently. It was waiting. He didn't save her from the system. He taught her how to live inside it without disappearing. "Thank you," she breathed. "You reminded us how to live again," he said. Their kiss was quiet, honest, not a rescue. Behind them, her official approval message blinked on the console. Lyra deleted it with one tap. The only truth she needed was already in the room. Home.